We are live. What's going on, everyone? This is Aloof Balloon, and today is another great episode of Alliance After Dark. We've got a pretty eclectic group of guys today. I'm actually pretty excited for this one. There's a good group of guys here. We've got, back for the second time, Chicago Rams. What's going on, Chicago Rams?
What's up, Aloof?
How's all the work you've been doing over there going?
Pretty good. I mean, you know how it is.
The drywall business never stops, right?
Yeah, we're still on the hotel.
Oh, gee. The same hotel?
Yeah, we're like on the second floor, barely.
Oh man. All right. Well, when it's done, let me know because we got to get a free room in there or something. You got to get some kind of comps.
Alright, I got you.
All right, buddy. We've also got Voodoo, who's going for the Triple Crown. First guy ever to win the Premier League, the E-League, and the World Cup. What's going on, Voodoo?
Hey, how's it going, Aloof? Glad to be on.
Hey, I'm excited for you, man. Like I said, if you win that World Cup, that'll be the only thing. I'm taking credit for it, partial credit for it. So please win that thing because I'll never win the E-League, and I sure as hell will never even win the Premier League. So please win that. I need some.
I'll do my best.
All right, buddy. Aloof Nation needs you.
Yep. It was funny. I actually had completely forgotten that you beat me like in my first foundation year. I noticed it when I DM'd you the other day.
That's how I know.
I was like,
yep.
I was like, man, this is hilarious. I can't believe this. Because I think you won foundation, right, that season.
See now, I lost. I lost in the next round. But you're absolutely right.
Oh.
It's on my Hall of Fame resume that I beat Voodoo, so I have some claim to fame here. I'm just a footnote, but it's a good footnote.
No, definitely. It was funny because I thought I was gonna be stuck in foundation for another season, but then just with how like people dropping out and just additional places, I actually moved up. So I was very happy and fortunate to move up.
Talk about the student becoming the master. You're doing an amazing job, buddy. Keep it up.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And coming from across the pond is our own dinosaur himself, Tyrants. What's going on, buddy?
How's it going?
Good. I'm sorry to keep you up. We'll try and make this one quick for you, so you can get some
Way
rest.
past my bedtime. Yeah.
Yeah. Get some coffee or tea or whatever you got going on over there.
That's it.
So I would be remiss if I didn't bring it up, but Tyrants, as our resident Englishman, I think it's worth asking you what you thought about all the stuff that went on with Businessman, as it were. The infamous,
Whoa.
the infamous Businessman.
So the claims went out, and I was shook. And I'm sure everyone saw the scores, and if they didn't, then scroll up because it's there to see. But cheating in the IRBA, can't be having that.
I was actually impressed because they said he was photoshopping the difficulty. I have no Photoshop skills whatsoever, so that's pretty impressive actually that he was able to do that. I think. There's some kudos to be given to the guy for taking the time, the dedication that he had to change.
Yeah, it was just when I heard about it, it was just a huge blow up, and because I saw the scores initially, and I was like, all right, that I had a pretty good foundation year. I think I was 4th, but I was nowhere near that score, and I was like, man, that's a really good score, especially on a year 2. And then you always kind of seem you always kind of standoffish, oh yeah, I'm better than all you guys, it's only my second season, so I always had a super weird I wouldn't say I had a relationship with him, but I wasn't really a fan of his, but it kind of fit the crime, I guess.
I mean, I was impressed. I mean, he took it to the extreme. It wasn't just he was going to tweak his score to get in the field, maybe top, but not blowing everyone away. I mean, he took it to the extreme. He actually ended up with more points than I think the next 2 leagues after him. It was I guess if you're going to cheat, you might as well just go all the way. So
yeah, he definitely crushed it.
That was crazy, man. But I do want to bring up another guy. So, obviously Businessman took all that time, did all that cheating, got caught, kicked out, yada, yada, yada. Rest is history. But another guy, and I just want to bring this up because I'm not too worried about anyone else from other leagues hearing this podcast. If other leagues listen to this podcast, yeah, hey, I love it. But our own President Texas, and he probably won't like that I'm bringing this up on the podcast, so I apologize, Texas, but was accused during the World Cup competition that we're doing right now. He was accused of cheating and inflating his own scores. Don't know what you guys think about that, but I just thought that was like major disrespect to talk about Texas cheating. I've had a couple times on the show. I've gotten to talk to him a few times personally. The guy's a class act, and just want to get your feedback on what you guys think of that.
Bullshit. That's what I think.
Yeah, I agreed. It was like super. I thought it was really like kind of like I thought it was just more salt than anything else from the accusers. And then they were like, "Oh yeah, you guys have never been good. You guys were trash in their league. So there's no reason that you guys should be this good right now." And I'm like, "Wow, this is kind of bad, but okay." And then it turns out there's only like 2 people played in that league, so it was like that. Like I didn't play in it. I don't think Rams, you didn't play in it, right?
No, I never played in it.
Yeah. I don't know. They just seem like very pretentious, and I was like, all right, we gotta make sure we beat all these guys. Like everyone else has been okay about it. But yeah, but the one league, which we'll leave unnamed at the moment, definitely going for him.
Yeah, I was real shocked by it. And again, it goes back to this whole idea of like, we're playing a game. There's really no need to cheat.
Yeah, it's literally not only that, it's literally a mobile game, like
Right.
for no money.
Right, we're not saving lives here or anything like that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's dumb. Like I was super surprised, and then yeah, and then like I just thought it was funny how in his interview he was like, "Yeah, I'm not worried about anyone. You guys should be scared of us. I'm only gonna worry about myself." And then literally first deadline, he's like, "Oh, I'm worried about these RBA guys."
I mean, I've been playing so panicked this whole like World Cup season because like I'm so terrified. I don't want to screw up. I don't want to make like the RBA look bad. I've actually spent so much more time trying to like make this team so much better than like the aloof balloon RBA team where I just run the ball and I don't really care about PD. But it's been fun. But I don't know that I would do it again just for all the drama that goes around it. A little silly.
Yeah, agreed. Honestly, the hardest thing for me is switching back and forth to difficulties, like, because it's so different, and like you have to be like you can kind of like underthrow some stuff in medium. You can like do there's some cheesier routes that work on medium that don't work too well on hard. So like you have to just be more on point, and it's just a lot more difficult for me like switching back and forth. So I don't think I'd do it again just for that aspect. And also like if everyone's just gonna complain every time, then that's just not fun for me.
Exactly. And while I've got it,
same
I'm
over
sorry.
here.
Go ahead, Rams. I'm sorry, Rams. Go ahead.
Yeah, same over here. It's pretty hard moving back and forth from medium to hard. I mean, look where I am in the standings right now.
Yeah,
I'm not looking too good.
you and me are both like we're like right next to each other in the standings, and we're both struggling.
I blame the World Cup, not my performance at all.
You and me both.
Rams, the only RBA player that isn't winning in his group right now. He's slacking on us. He's only put up 350 points in 6 games. That's just so lackluster. Who does that?
I know. I need to bring up my performance. I'm so bad.
And then I'm just going to put it out there real quick. Tyrants, I think you've submitted one already, so I appreciate it, buddy. But if you're listening, we're trying to put together a Here We Go RBA video, a community-wide one. So if you haven't already, please record you singing or saying or whatever you're comfortable with. Here we go, RBA, here we go. We're splicing it together, hoping we can get that out in the next couple days here while the World Cup is going on. So, Tyrants...
So you go ahead.
No, go ahead, Voodoo.
But I was gonna say, so you just want that first line, "Here we go, RBA, here we go."
Yep.
Or do you want how much do you want?
As much as you want to give, Voodoo.
Okay.
Whatever you want to do. I think Frenchie, I don't want to give anything too much away, but Frenchie actually recorded him playing on the piano singing it. So
Oh, that's awesome.
everyone's doing their own things with it. So do with it how you want.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll definitely get on that.
I'm gonna just stand there and talk into my phone.
There you go. Exactly. And Tyrant, speaking of that, I appreciate you, buddy. You've taken over the OG Browns from the E-League, and you're turning them around, man. It's nice to see. You're 2-0. Obviously, you're a much better GM than I could ever be.
I think it's the foundations were there. It's just they need that bit of a kick, motivation, if you will, to steer him into that.
Yeah,
No.
whipping him into shape.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And the Chicago Rams, you stepped down. Obviously, I did too. Any thoughts while you were GM? I mean, did you like doing it? I struggled with it. I always was like nervous that I was picking the wrong guys, and I just had to step down. It was just too much for me. Wanted to get your thoughts on that as well.
Yeah, I liked it. It was pretty easy. I just threw guys out there. They had good PD, whatever, they were out there. I just didn't feel like doing it anymore. I didn't feel like doing the math during the draft and all that. So.
yeah, I don't want to math. I come here to play. All right, guys. So, as a homage to our newly returned member, Aloof Ghosts, I did a little trivia theme that I'd like to play with you guys.
Okay.
The way that this works is I will give you the name of a phobia, and you got to tell me what that phobia means. What is the fear of? So,
okay.
The way it'll work is I'll in our group chat there, I'll send you the name, and also obviously for our listeners, I'll say the name as well. If you know it, or if you think you know it, DM me. I'll give you like 20 seconds to answer, and then we'll go to the next phobia. And the most correct answers is the winner. How's that sound?
I bet.
Sounds
Cool.
good.
All right, boys. Here we go. The first phobia, and again, we want to know what this phobia means, is this one right here. And it's pronounced Triskaidekaphobia. What is that the fear of? Again, DM me. I'll start the clock right now. I'll give you 25 seconds.
Be some absolutely random answers.
This is just a out there guess. I have no clue. I've actually heard of this one though before.
Okay.
I just can't remember what it is.
And I'm waiting now. 4 more seconds. There you go. All right, they're all in. Good. The phobia, Triskaidekaphobia, is the fear of the number 13.
Oh my! I was so close. I put 3.
Should I give you partial credit and say that you meant to type 1 into the number as well? Voodoo said a fear of trees.
Yeah, that.
That's terrifying. Yep. I'm not aware of a fear of trees, but I feel bad for anyone that has that.
That means you would be afraid of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Yeah, there you go. Like you heard, Ram said fear of the number 3, which is close. Maybe I'll give him half credit on that. We'll see. And Tyrant said thunderstorms. Good guess. All right. Here's the next one. The phobia is called Sino Phobia.
Oh my gosh. Huh.
Completely random answer.
10 seconds left. All right, we got him in. Now the Sinophobia is the fear of dogs, which
oh my gosh.
so
I said cats.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. Voodoo said cats. Rams had a good one. I know. I'm having a hard time reading it. It says the fear of noses.
That's a good one.
I don't know what the hell that means. That's hilarious. All right.
Yeah, I heard sino like sinus, so I was like, I guess noses or something.
That's hilarious. And then Tyrants said the fear of poisons. Another good answer, but
oh yeah, another good one. Yeah,
not the right one. Okay. Phobia number 3 is acrophobia.
Oh, I think I know this one.
Oh, come on, Tyrants, really?
I'm taking that's a no.
All right, everyone submitted. Tyrants said a fear of balloons, which I can't. There's no one who is afraid of a balloon. Come on. The acrophobia is a fear of heights.
Almost had it.
Almost had it, exactly. So Voodoo said a fear of flying. Pretty close, but that's actually a different kind of phobia, so almost.
Mm-hmm.
And then Rams came in with a fear of bendy people. What exactly? Now, what do you mean by that, Rams? I'm not sure what that means. What's a bendy person?
Like an acrobat or something.
That's why I thought flying. I was like acro, like flying through the air. I was like, that's okay. I was like, I think this one might be it.
That's hilarious. They are pretty
I
freaky.
forgot how to spell it.
Have you ever seen like Cirque du Soleil or anything like that? Those people freak me out.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. Some of the stuff they did. When I lived in Florida, I went to one of them, and it's pretty intense. Like some of those guys are crazy.
All right, guys.
Great show though.
Next one. Agoraphobia.
Oh, okay, I know this one.
I had to put some easier ones in there.
Yeah, this one I know.
So Voodoo just sent it in the main chat.
Oops.
So now we all get a point.
Dumb.
I think that's okay.
Oops.
We all get a
Thank
point.
Gonna change my answer.
All right, so we're all tied up at 1. That was
Yep.
There we go.
Yeah, because the Agora, fun fact, was the that's what I think it was. I think it's Greek or Roman, whichever one it is. That was like the Agora was like what they called the market, and there were obviously big crowds at the market, so that's where that word derives from.
You know, every podcast, someone has pulled a random fact out of their buttocks, and there it is for this episode. I appreciate that, Voodoo. That's pretty awesome, man. I like that.
There you go.
All right, next one.
Should become a history.
Yeah, exactly. The next one is a phobia that I think I've got, or at least I had for a long time. So here we go. The phobia is pronounced Venus triphobia. And I'll start the clock.
Huh, this is... fear of... Maybe? I don't know.
10 seconds. Just waiting for Tyrants. All right, just clocked in. Very nice. Okay. Chicago Rams is on fire with the guesses, although none of them have been right. Venus triphobia, the key word being Venus, based on some mythology there, is a fear of beautiful women.
That makes sense. That does make sense.
Chicago Rams had a fear of fears, which is like, I think that's like an Inception level fear there, so that's pretty good. But not
Fear inside of fear.
exactly a fear inside of fear.
Phobia.
Tyrant said a fear of old people, which again, like what balloons and old people? Come on, man. These are like the most wholesome things that our civilization has.
People are scared of some weird shit. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
And Voodoo said a fear of people. I may give partial credit there. He didn't say beautiful.
Okay.
He didn't say beautiful people, and specifically beautiful women. But maybe we can give it to you.
Yeah, if I had a little more time, I think I might have made the connection about the Venus. But yeah, no. So yeah, I just like I think because I just like people. Like let's go with it. Close though.
Close. Yeah, a couple of you guys have been close. All right, next one. We're about halfway. This one is pronounced Ophidiophobia. And I'll start the clock.
Oh, that one.
I think I've heard of this one. I think it's one of two. I think it's this though.
And Rams, one more, and you're all done. All right, everyone's in?
Mm-hmm.
If you've ever watched an Indiana Jones movie, you would know he's got this phobia. It is a fear of snakes.
Yes.
So-
I think I put reptiles. I think
Terrible. That's
the worst one.
So wait, so I'm going to show my ignorance here. So is a snake a reptile? What is it technically?
No, a snake is a reptile, but I think that there's a broader term for reptiles. I don't know it off the top of my head. If I heard it again, I would know it. There's this one, the however you pronounce it. This is like actually like specifically to snakes, but there is another phobia of like all reptiles. I was between the two though.
So you said a fear of reptiles. Tyrants got the correct answer. which is so that puts him on the board now as the leader here. He said a fear of snakes, and Chicago Rams said a fear of audio, which that would suck.
That would suck.
I'm a big audio fan, so all right.
Audio as in music, or
Yeah, you just meant
So don't question it.
just a fear of anything that they can hear.
Any sound.
Any sounds.
Right.
Okay. All right. Next one is Nyctophobia.
Can't be this simple, but we're gonna try it.
Rams 10 seconds. Okay, he's clocking in. All right, he's in. This is one that we all have probably as a kid. It's a fear of the dark.
Ooh.
yeah.
There you go. Tyrants got it. He said darkness. That is the correct answer. Voodoo, I'm gonna give it to you. You said night. I think I know what you mean, right? You're talking the dark. I think that's fair. That's close.
Yeah.
Chicago Rams was close. He said a fear of dead people. But I think I know where you were going with that. So good. So that was a good guess. All right. Right. This is 9 of the 10. Dentophobia. All right, let's see what we got here. This particular phobia looks like its name. It's a fear of the dentist or going to the dentist. Dentophobia.
Definitely have that one. Definitely have that phobia.
So Ram said fear of teeth. Again, I think that's pretty close. I may give you half credit there, Chicago Rams. That's not terrible.
I'm about it.
There you go, Voodoo. Voodoo got it right.
Woo-hoo.
Fear of dentists.
Because this is one that I've definitely. I might even still have it. I'll be completely honest. I hate the dentist.
Yeah. I
Someone poking in your mouth like weird stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. And Tyrants, you got it right, buddy. You actually said both. You said a fear of dentists or teeth, so you took both and got it. So, all right. Here's the last one.
Okay.
Right now, Tyrants is in the lead, so he would have to get this one wrong. And one of you two would have to get this right. So, Aerophobia. In Chicago. All right, so that is the fear of flying, which Voodoo and Tyrants got. Chicago Rams had the fear of air. Close. I think that's close, but not quite. But good job, guys. I've got one more bonus one just for poops and giggles. I cannot pronounce this word to save my life. I did get the pronunciation, so phonetically it's this. It's hypo.
Oh, I actually know this one.
This is just a bonus fun one. It's pronounced, I think, unless you know it, Voodoo. It's pronounced hypo.
It's like hypotomonstrous equivalent, something like that. Yeah.
Exactly. So this will be the bonus round.
Ironically, that's my answer.
There you go.
Ooh, hold on. I retyped that.
And of course, all three got it right. It is
No way.
the fear of big words or long words.
Yeah.
It's also one of the longest words, unironically, in the dictionary. So pretty good there. So I don't know if they intentionally meant to do that, but it's quite.
Yeah.
It's about 20-some, 30-some characters.
If you break it down, you can kind of see it. Like you have like monstro in the middle. So like that, like obviously meaning big, and then one of the other parts of it means I would assume means words.
I see hippo in there. I see hippo.
Hippo, yeah.
I definitely see hippo in there too. Yeah, no, that's just a great word. Love it.
All right, guys. So, I did talk to Rams on the last podcast about this, but I always ask it of my guests. I'm interested to find out. Tyrants, we'll start with you. How did you come to find out about the Retro Bowl Alliance, and what made you join?
So the leagues were still a pretty new thing. I see the NFL one doing the rounds, the Retro Bowl Twitter being tweeted every now and again. And the college one was coming out, and I was thinking about jumping in on that, but pretty hesitant because being a bit shy towards those things and didn't want to take any other teams that I wasn't absolutely familiar with. And then saw a retweet come across about make your own team. I was like, sure, sign me up. And was this is history. So
The thing I've been surprised by is how many like Europeans play. I mean, I don't know if like the experience is different for you guys because of all the insanity that goes on our Discord. Usually around this time of day, or later in the day for us Americans. I don't know what it's like to wake up to 1,000 messages with random gifs and people spamming emoticons and things like that. But is that jarring at all for you?
absolutely not. It's more recently I've been waking up earlier than my alarms and just having a good old scroll through and see just how lit the chat has been the previous night while I've been asleep, and have my phone on no notifications just so it doesn't vibrate every 10 seconds because the meme war's going down on chat. It's brilliant. I love it.
For people that are listening, please ping Tyrants relentlessly so that when he wakes up, he's got 60 to 70 pings. That would be brilliant. So if you're listening, start pinging him.
Oh boy.
And how about you, Voodoo?
So I've been on furlough for way too long. Or yeah, I've been out of work for like I want to say like it's just about 3 months now, going on 4. I actually am going back to work next week, so that's good at least. But I was just bored, like scrolling through my phone, going through the app store, and I came across Retro Bowl on my phone, and I was like, all right, this seems pretty interesting. Let me check it out. And so I downloaded it, and I was like, man, this game is awesome. I like it a lot. And then obviously, so naturally, you find the Discord, you go on Reddit, and there was something along the lines of like, which is the best league? And I was like, oh, I'm definitely down to play in a league. Like, this game is hella fun. I like it a lot. And then I was like, I looked at them. I was like, the college league. I was like, all right, this would be cool. I'd like to get. Cause I went to Florida Atlantic FAU. So I was like, man, I'd like to get FAU, but apparently that guy's pretty good. I didn't even realize he was in the World Cup until I saw the rankings the other day. So I'm like, all right, so that's out of the question. And the NFL league, I'm like, yeah, that's super small. But then I found the IRBA, and I was like, all right, cool. So I can make my own team, work my way up, kind of like a promotion relegation system. And that's how I found it, and I've had a ton of fun with it.
And here's my thing too, and I'm glad that I've got you, Rams, and Tyrants here because you three are consistently impressive. I mean, I've seen your guys' scores. I don't know how you guys are doing it, and I need help. I mean, obviously, I just run the ball. That's like my shtick. I get it. But like when we do these like this World Cup, or I assume down the road we'll have other like avenues to do like other saves. Like, what are you guys building your teams like to get these high scores? I mean, should I be stocking my defense up? I mean, what's the key? I know it's quarterback and 2 wide receivers, but like we talked a little bit before the podcast started, like defense. Like, what are you guys doing for defense to keep your PD high?
Yeah, defense I've found to been kind of, it's just I feel like even with a good defense, it kind of gets random. But I've definitely been leaning more towards the last few updates. Especially obviously we get a 12-man roster now. I've definitely been leaning more towards more DBs, and I've been liking D linemen. I know a lot of people are really high on linebackers, but I find like the D linemen, like if they have a good tackle, good strength score, they definitely pop off.
For me, I just stack the defensive backs, and I don't really use defensive line. It's mostly linebackers because they could get sacks and interceptions. So
Yeah,
just what I use.
yeah,
But
for sure.
right now, it's pretty much fuck my defense because they give up 100 points every game, so it's whatever.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I've definitely struggled this RVA season too. But I've like I said, I built because I had to rebuild my whole defense after last season because I lost a bunch of players. and obviously I had I have way too many high contracts on my offense. So that's when I've definitely been stacked. Like through the draft, I got a lot more D backs. I think I have one more spot which I can get either a linebacker or a D lineman. I might get rid of my second D lineman and go second linebacker. I haven't decided yet though.
See, this is the thing, man. I'm convinced that defense holds no bearing over anything. My team is literally one running back and every other player is defense, and I'm still giving up 20, 30 points a game. I'm like this close to just not even a running back anymore. I'm putting all of my star players in defense just to see what happens, because like I I can't stop anyone, man. Like I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
If you do that, I'll get rid of all my defensive players and just use offensive players. See if defense even matters.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I just don't get it. I just get like a bunch of O linemen, double tight ends, the full offensive stat.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I was using. I think one of my early seasons I tried this. This might have been just my casual save. I tried double tight end, and I didn't like it at all because I don't know. I just didn't like that at all. So I wasn't gonna try that. Try that again. But I know a lot of people don't like the running back, and I like the running backs. I think coming out of the backfield, there's times where you get random like some route combos that don't work, and the running back is a free 10 yards.
And then
that's just me.
As far as strategy, when you guys are playing, like I learned from Entz, and I always bring this up, but I was so impressed by it. Just the way that he clock manages the game, and like every pass is always like a sideline pass, getting out of bounds or getting tackled out of bounds. Do you worry about that at all, Voodoo? I mean, like I said, you're on fire right now, so any help you can give me, like, do you play like that, or is it a little bit different?
So I definitely look for, first option is always for me a post or a fly, and if I don't have anything like that, or it's like if you read the cover two before you break, like before the play, then I look for something like to the sidelines as well, because you definitely want to maximize your time of possession. And something I've been doing ever since we got 3 timeouts per half. I've been not afraid to burn a random timeout with maybe in the first quarter, or the first part of the half, because 9 times out of 10 you're not going to use all 3 timeouts. So I feel like it's better to use one like earlier, or like in the middle of the quarter, if you're not able to score like real quick. And then another thing that I've been doing, obviously, is I've been very adamant about this, is take the sack. Like, don't even worry about the don't try and force something to throw an interception, because can't score if you don't have the ball. So that's why I had 2 interceptions on my RBA save last season. So that's just my my strategy on it. I don't know how other people feel about it.
Bold strategy. That's something I definitely have to write down and start adhering to.
Yeah, it's just, or you could even try. I don't know how your quarterback speed is. Mine isn't great, but there have been times where I've been like, there's literally nothing open, or I can't like move quick enough. So I'll try and like run, and it doesn't really work out too well. But if you get out of bounds, you save even more time. Actually, it's probably about the same time if you think about it, because it takes all the time to go over down to the sideline. I don't know. I have to mess around with that at the time. But yeah, definitely. I definitely say take the sack.
No, Tyrants, I'm salty with you, man. Obviously I pride myself on the run game, and there's one record that I'll never get, because I don't know what the hell you did that season, but you put up 96 touchdowns rushing with your quarterback, which is ridiculous, and I still don't know how you did it. But I'm always gonna be salty with you, because I'm gonna get every single second through whatever place in terms of touchdowns per season, but never first place because of that. Do you still do that, or was that just a one season thing?
No. So yeah, so the challenge for the season set by Pickles there was just most rushing touchdowns for the season, and I was like, I don't have a running back, I have a decent offense, my QB speed isn't amazing to the 1 yard line. QB sneak.
That's awesome.
96.
Yeah, because if you get under center, you just go up for the pass, and then instantly dive, and it's because it's a free 2 yards. That's awesome.
And it should have been over 100 times. I still managed about 10 passing touchdowns, and a couple went to the running back that isn't part of my roster, so his stats don't count.
Oh wow.
I just need to know, did you ever throw the ball deep, have your wide receiver who could have easily walked into the end zone and just said, never mind, I got to get that sticker, and made him go out of bounds at the 1 yard line?
25, 30 times at least.
That's so wrong. That's such a perverted way. You've ruined my rushing attack. That's a perversion.
I want to say I'm sorry, but I'm not.
That's awesome.
Have you gotten that sticker yet?
It's been shipped. I've had tracking
Nice.
shipping information from Pickles.
Nice.
I'll let everyone know on the chat as soon as it's here, and make sure I put it somewhere where I can show it off to the world.
That's
Nice.
Very nice.
I actually think I have a good shot at this one because I have a really good tight end. I think he's actually my only 5-star on offense. Is my tight end. He was all premier on all alliance last season, and so I definitely like my chances with this one.
What's the challenge this time? I forget.
Tight end yards.
Tight end yards, not like touchdowns.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just yards.
Ooh. See, I like the tight end, but I feel like I could never I don't know. Like he was always covered pretty tight. Like I could never get distance.
It's just so, and sometimes they're blocking too, or it'll be the other tight end that'll run the route. So it's definitely a lot more of more randomness involved with it, unless you have double tight end. But my tight end, he's got pretty good speed, and he's like I said, he's literally my only 5-star, my only 5-star player on offense. I think everyone else is 4.5. So, but I'd like to. I'm gonna definitely try like my usual strats. It's really nice having you have like 4 like solid options to go to, all with pretty decent speed.
Yeah, well, it doesn't really seem to be preventing you from scoring points. Obviously, I mean.
I told you, man. I'm struggling. Me and Rams are both struggling this season. This hasn't been our best season.
Aren't you guys both in the top 10 still, though?
We could be. I'd have to check the standings. It's funny. Like I said, it's funny because like we're both like right next to each other. Like and it's just funny how it worked out like that. Look out for the.
We're like 16 and 15 or something like that.
I'm looking it up right now. Yeah, I'm 15. You're 16. I'm 5 points ahead of you. Yeah, it's just funny. Look out for I think Red Comets. I think. Oh no, they didn't have a good week too. That's Mighty Pickles though.
Yeah, man, Pickles has been doing good at Red Comets. That's my boy. Shout out to Red Pickles. I know you're listening.
Red Pickles.
Red Pickles.
Did I say Red Pickles? I thought I said Red Comet. Oh, that's bad. I'm sorry, Red Comets. Don't tell your wife, your soon-to-be wife, because I won't ever hear the end of it. I apologize.
No, yeah, the Premier League, everyone is definitely stepping it up. I don't want to say I inspired everyone after my crazy season last season, but the top end has been really solid, and I like it. I love it. I love the competition.
So Tyrants, I wanted to not pick on you, but as our resident Englishman here, I just wanted to ask you, like, did you follow football at all, like, or is this something that's just like sort of an enigma to you and a curiosity?
Oh, okay. So my friends were into it when I first met them like 6 or 7 years ago, and we watched one of the Super Bowls, and I think it was the one with Denver won it, or Seattle. I can't remember. And we watched that, and I was like, okay, yeah, cool. That was all right, and sort of forgot about it. And then a year later, we watched the next one. I'm like, to it, like I think it might have been Broncos and Memphis or whatever it was, and I was just like blown away. And since then, I've just been putting that completely at the forefront of my life. I play it over in England. I watch all the games, all my merch. I spent far too much money on memorabilia, signed helmets, jerseys.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, well, got my own little collection.
Yeah, what's your most prized memorabilia?
Oh, okay. So I currently have 3 jerseys. I've got an Beckham Jr. signed LSU jersey, DeAndre Hopkins Texans, and a Kenyon Drake with Miami Dolphins because I'm a Dolphins fan for my sins.
It was funny. I knew you were going to be a Dolphins fan because a lot of Brits are Dolphins fans because they were playing. Yeah, no. So it's because I used to live in Florida, live in Miami, and because the Dolphins would play in London almost every year, because the owner wanted to be on good graces to get the Super Bowl back after he did all the renovations to Hard Rock Stadium, which they had it. Yeah, so the Dolphins they did everything they could to get on Goodell's good side to get the Super Bowl back, and that involved playing in England every year.
What about the what about the Jaguars? You're not a big Jaguars fan? Because
Nah,
they
I sort of wanted to support a team that didn't have too much of a good season the last year, so I wasn't seen as the glory hunters like most of my friends are Packers fans were. And I was like, nah. The first game I watched live at Wembley was Dolphins Jets. We lost. It wasn't pretty. I mean, I've seen the Dolphins play live 3 times now, 2 in England and in America, and it was I'm 0-3 for Dolphins, put it that way.
I cannot believe you had the chance to pick your own team and you picked the Dolphins. That's interesting, man. Yeah, usually I would see people picking like the Patriots or the Packers, a team that wins, but
we can't stand this. No. Someone says they're new to the sport and they pick Patriots because it says England in the name or because they win a lot. We're like,
there you go.
We don't like those.
Yeah. Yeah, but I always tell everyone, people are like, "Oh, if I'm trying to get into football, who would you say I pick?" And everyone expects I'm a Jets fan. Everyone suggests that I say pick the Jets. I'm like, "No, do not be a Jets fan. You don't want to be a Jets fan. It's not fun."
So you weren't even into it when they had like NFL Europe, right? And they had I think there was a London team for NFL Europe. I could be wrong. That was 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah, I used to watch the teams. I remember that. Yeah, the NFL Europe was a really good idea. I mean, I don't know. Did any like good players come out of that? Because I know they kind of use it as like a developmental league, kind of.
Ooh, good question. Yeah, I'm not sure. Someone
I may be wrong. Wasn't Vinatieri that?
Did he?
He could have.
That's a great
get.
He
very well could have.
Yeah, that's a good get.
Let's see, NFL Europe. No, I was a fan of the. There was one year in Madden, one of the Madden years. I'm a big Madden player my whole life, and one of the years they had like the NFL Europe teams, and I don't know why I liked it, but I just liked the. What team was it? It was I think the Amsterdam Admirals. I think that was just the team that I liked. I always liked them for some reason. No idea why.
I think there was like yeah, you're right. I'm looking it up right now. I think it was like they were called the Frankfurt Fire. I want to say. Could be wrong about that, but yeah, I remember that in the Madden game they had the old European teams. That was pretty sweet. But
yeah,
Frankfurt Galaxy. I'm sorry. Yep, I just looked it up.
Oh, I actually remember a lot of these names. The Rain Fire. I remember that one
too. That's what it was. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, like the Admirals. Like I said, I don't know why I liked them, but that was my NFL Europe team. I don't know why. It was always funny.
So is football gaining some traction over there, Tyrants? Do you think do you think you'll actually get a team over there someday?
Yeah, well, it's so divided in terms of who wants a team over here and who doesn't. I mean, I love the sport and I love everything about it, but I'm not for having a team over here full time. This doesn't appeal to me.
Yeah, that's interesting. I could kind of see that. I feel like the travel for a London team would be awful. Like I feel like you would have to have just the way how the games would have to work out. You would have to have like they would play like 3 games at home, then 3 games away, then so you really wouldn't be able to get momentum. I think like just logistically it'd be a mess.
Being a West Coast team would be a long week, put it that way.
Yeah, or they would have to, or even like teams going over, you would always need to have. What if they were? You would always have to have a team go over there, then have a bye week the next week, or there'd never be a Monday night game. There'd never be it would. I just think logistically it would be terrible.
Yeah, I love the NFL International Series that come over here. That is perfect for 4 games a year. Yeah, sign me up.
Yeah, and the way you guys do sports over there, man, I wish we had a little bit of that. And NFL is probably the closest we've got to sort of that hooligan, supporters that you guys have in Europe.
I've seen Bills videos and the Eagles trashing up their own city because they won a game.
Yep.
Those are hooligans right there.
Yeah. The Eagles at Veterans Stadium before they moved to the Link, they literally had a jail in the bottom of the stadium, like a legitimate jail. Wow. Like Philadelphia fans are absolute animals.
Oh yeah. I think the story is there was a Santa Claus that was out on the field and they were doing like a Christmas, kind of like for the kids in the stadium, and the Philadelphia Eagles fans were picking up snow off the field and on their chairs and stuff, and were pelting the Santa Claus.
Yeah, I think I remember that actually.
Yeah, they're definitely brutal for sure. All right, guys. So Voodoo, you've never listened to the podcast. You admitted that earlier. So for you, I'll say the way that I've been wrapping up these podcasts is with a set of 10 questions that I've stolen from a guy named James Lipton who had a show called the Actors Studio, and they're two. I think they're really really cool questions. They bring out some good answers, and I've just kind of poached it, and I'm going to use it today to close the podcast here, if you guys don't mind.
Sounds good.
Yeah, sure.
So I think the way we'll do this, just for continuity's sake, Tyrants, I'll have you answer first, and then Voodoo, you go ahead and answer after him, and then Chicago Rams, you can close up that question. So we'll start. First question is, oops, 1 second, guys. It looks like Chicago Rams is going to be stepping out for a second. So we'll just answer the questions, just you and Voodoo. Voodoo and Tyrants. So
Okay.
The first question is, what is your favorite word?
My favorite word?
Yes, sir.
I like the word ricochet. Just the way it sounds and the way it rolls off. Ricochet.
Yeah, I like that.
It's a toss-up for me. Being a soccer fan, I always liked Bundesliga, which is just the German Premier League, like the top German league. I thought that was just a cool thing to say. But if we go to actual English words, I like pandemonium. I like that. I like the meaning, and I like it. Just like how it sounds.
I like that. Yeah, it's got a little bit of an alliteration to it. German words are insane. I took German in high school, and basically their philosophy is if you need to make a new word, take an existing word and add 5 or 6 more letters, and you're good to go.
That's awesome.
All right, guys. What is your least favorite word?
Rams is back, by the way.
Oh, he's back. Okay. So Rams, question to you. What is your favorite word?
Let's see. Probably money, because why not?
Love it.
It's not a bad
It
word.
probably sounds very materialistic, but
What is your least favorite word?
Failure.
Hmm.
Not a fan of that.
I'm gonna say something just phlegm, like just sounds bad, and it's spelled stupid too.
You said phlegm? Oh yeah, that's an awful word. One of the guys on the podcast said moist.
Yeah, see, everyone says moist. Like that's a big that's always been a big hated word from people.
Those-
Like my girlfriend hates it.
Phlegm's another one. Phlegm's another one for the same reason. It sounds like what it is, and
Yep.
what it is disgusting. So that's a great
100%.
one. Chicago Rams, how about you, buddy?
All right, I'm gonna piggyback off Tyrants and say failure too, because
Yeah, failure's
Yeah.
an interesting thing, right? I mean, that's I've personally found, not to get philosophical, but I've personally found my failures to be really ending up to be really good things, things that I learned from, things that have helped me improve as a person. But by no means do I enjoy it in the moment. So I can see.
Yep,
I was gonna say
100%.
the same thing, because when you fail, you usually learn from them and you get better.
All right. What turns you on?
Huh.
I guess community spirit, being part of a big thing and being part of a team. I guess just coming together and achieving the goal.
Now, I don't mean to hijack.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I don't mean to hijack these meetings real quick, but just because you said that, Tyrants, you mentioned earlier that you play football. What position, if you don't mind me asking, do you play?
Receiver.
Nice.
Nice. All right.
But no better feeling for me than getting that ball and making a tackle and trucking or getting that touchdown.
So what would you?
It's just coming up.
Are you like a 3?
Yeah.
Are you like a 3.5-star receiver? Are you a 4-star? Do you have high stamina? What's your stats?
my speed and catching, they're top notch. My stamina's lacking a bit as I get a bit older, and I guess my strength leads a lot to be desired, shall we say?
Okay.
All right, so no stiff arms, but you'll catch anything and you'll outrun anyone.
There you
All
go.
right.
Anything and everything, absolutely.
You'd have a place on my team.
Right, exactly. He slows down at the 10-yard line though, so you make sure you dive.
Yeah, got good time dodges there. Yeah, I definitely agree with Tyrants too. Like being part of something big, like bigger than just you. It's a great feeling, like when you guys all achieve something. So kind of like how we are in the World Cup, like we all kind of came together and we were talking strategy, talking shop, figuring out like what team was best to start with and everything. Like that was great. Like if I don't win, I definitely want one of you guys to win. So
Amen.
For me, it's a nice, good laugh with the boys. You're having a good time, and you pop a good joke. That's the best.
Yep. I could definitely agree with that. Yeah, like I don't see a lot of my friends a lot anymore because I moved away. But like when we're on like PS4, like playing like Call of Duty or something, and just someone gets on someone else, it's great. I definitely can agree with you there, Rams.
So again, these questions always bring out other questions. So I don't mean to hijack it again, but if you don't mind me asking, Voodoo, you said you moved pretty far?
Yeah, I was from South Florida, Fort Lauderdale, and then in October last year, I moved to New Jersey with my girlfriend. Um, so it was definitely a big change.
The things we do for love. That's pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I tell everyone.
All right, guys. The flip side of that question: what turns you off?
Oh, negativity.
A bad attitude.
Yeah, definitely a bad attitude, 100%. Like just just anyone who just is like I don't know. I don't like pretentious people, like people who think they're better than they are. Like that definitely turns me off.
Yeah, you definitely see that on Discord, right? Like everyone's vibing, having a good time, a lot of good back and forth, and then someone just has to interject with some BS, and it kind of.
Yep.
We're talking about you, businessman.
Yep. I hope you're listening.
Oh man. Moving on. What sound or noise do you enjoy?
Oof.
The basketball going cleanly through the
Ah.
net, and making
Noise.
that nice swish sound.
Man, that's a good question.
Maybe just like a cheer, like a massive cheer behind you. Like in football again, just having 50, 60 guys on the sideline cheer you, and you make that catch, that defender. It's just adrenaline like nothing else.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I could definitely agree with that too. I think I like I don't know, just from just being a baseball fan too as well. Like I think just like the crack of like not even a crack of a bat, just like a hit perfectly like right on the barrel, like in like a metal bat, like playing softball. Like that ping is that's just clean.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I love that.
Yep.
Those are great answers, guys. I like those ones a lot. Again, the flip side, what is a sound or noise that you hate?
Honestly, right now, I hate the sound of fireworks because I hear them every second of the day.
Oh yeah, it's going crazy over there, right?
Sound that I hate. No, it's a weird one as well. Feel like glass breaking or something weird. I don't know.
Glass
For me,
breaking.
it's
Oh, I'm sorry, Voodoo. Go ahead, buddy.
oh, no, I was gonna say just anything like a high pitched squeal, like that fingernails on chalkboard, high pitched. Like I don't want to say I have like sensitive ears or anything, but obviously like that'll bother most people, and it definitely bothers me a lot.
Yeah, that's a popular one. I agree. I was gonna say Tyrants. Glass breaking while you're laying in bed at night is probably the most terrifying sound.
Not had the experience of that, so
Yeah, luckily I haven't had that one either.
Yeah, you
so
don't.
fingers.
You don't want to. Next question. Does it, can be any word. So however you want to do this, but what is your favorite curse word?
well, I don't want to drop the C bomb in here, but I'm English and we love it.
Oh my God. I know. I wish we can't do that here in America, but the British, you guys have that license.
The British, love that word.
I
Yeah,
cannot
you guys
believe
love
it. How did your women sign off on that? If I said that, even in like a conversation,
I told you the women are worse than.
That's crazy.
I love how he just said it when like we all knew what it was.
We have 100%. Yep. There's a the the comedian Bert Kreischer. I don't know if you guys have heard of him. He's the guy. He's the machine, the Russian. Have you heard that? His stand up.
No, I got to check him out. I'm into stand-up comedy, so I'll have to check him out.
Okay. Yeah, Bert Kreischer. He has a really famous sketch about. It's called The Machine. He he talks about him in Russia, like joining the mafia. It's fantastic. Just listen to that if you like that, and listen to the rest of his. And he just says how just like the C word. It's like it's a great thing to say, but like you'll see a woman, at least in America, like we said, like they'll become a C word as soon as you call them one. That's how it works.
The British have, I mean, you guys have elevated swearing and cuss words to an art form. I give you guys all the credit, man. I mean, all the words that you guys have are just hilarious. I love them. Anytime I watch any like BBC show or something and someone drops, a bollocks or whatever the case, I laugh my ass off. I love it.
Bloody hell.
Exactly. They're just, it's priceless.
It's even worse the further north you go. Just some absolute words. Just I can't even understand them, but yeah.
What profession other than your own would you like to attempt? Unless you don't have a job. I mean, the question would be, what profession would you like to attempt?
Massive fan of dinosaurs, as you can probably guess. Always wanted to be dinosaur man growing up. So I guess like a paleontologist, studying the dinosaur bones, digging them up.
I literally thought for a second there you were going to say you wanted to be a dinosaur, and
that's what I was expecting.
I was like, wow, all right, okay, I guess it's a profession.
Unrealistically, fun me up.
There you
go. No, I've always been wanted to do something in sports. I've kind of gone back and forth between what I want to do, what I haven't wanted to do. So I was like, I wanted to do athletic training for a little bit, and then I backed off on that. But I've definitely been leaning more towards like sports performance, like strength and conditioning stuff. That's what I'm getting my master's in. Actually, it's my last week, so I'll have my master's, which will be great. So I'd like to do something with that, whether coaching or something along those lines.
Yeah. So you said sports management? Is that what you said?
No, like sport, like exercise science, like applied exercise science is my master's. So like something like with like sports performance, training, stuff like that.
Really nice. Okay, that's interesting. So it's more like is it kind of like a medical like a trainer type of?
Yeah, like strength and conditioning, like a
nice.
Yeah, like like almost kind of like a person, like a personal trainer, but not, because that's a different thing. Like I definitely more so like the team aspect of it.
That's pretty sweet.
But so I don't know if I don't know if I'd like to be a coach, like an actual coach, or just like to work with the team and like do my own thing. But I don't know. We'll see what opens up.
Man, oh, that's pretty cool. All right, what profession would you not like to do?
Well, I'm a big hay fever sufferer, so anything outdoors in the British weather, I'd hate to do. Being weather dependent on work outside in England is dead man's game. In the summer I'm sneezing, in the winter I'm cold. I'm staying indoors, I think.
Yeah, I before I got my my current job, I worked at a golf course, and even in Florida, I worked at a golf course for was it 7 years almost? And yeah, so definitely working outside is definitely tough, especially in like the unpredictability of Florida, Florida weather. But I think something I would hate to do, I would definitely hate to be like behind a desk like 9 to 5. I just couldn't do it. I get bored.
What you end up
like accounting.
Yeah, what you end up doing in those kinds of jobs, Voodoo, is you sit and you have Discord on your computer as well, and you just constantly throughout the day are responding to people.
Gotcha.
Because that's about that's about what I'm doing.
Yeah, like one of my buddies, he started working from home, and he's just on Twitch or on keeping stuff up. Even one of my buddies goes on Twitch and watches like at work, and I was like, man, that's awesome. But yeah, I like I said, like I don't think this. I just think necessarily just being behind the desk would give me problems, not necessarily like doing stuff. I just would get bored.
Yeah, definitely, and it's hell on your knees. You just sit all day, so
yeah, for sure,
it's no fun. All right, guys, last question. if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say to you when you arrive at the pearly gates?
I guess we all kind of we all just want like you did good, kid. You did good with what you had. I don't
Not
know.
really religious in any sort of sense, but I'll take a high five on my way in, I guess.
There you go. There you go. Not a bad one.
Fist.
Nice high five, fist bump.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. All right, Tyrants. Anything else you want to shout out to the listeners here? Anything you want to plug or comment on before we wrap up?
I just want to say thanks to the council doing an excellent job growing IRBA. I mean, what we had day one when I joined to all leagues, a World Cup, guys like yourself putting out videos every other day, and I've learned so much, and I just can't wait to see what else is in store for RBA and all the new people that come. I mean, we come for the game and stay for the content. It's beautiful. I love it.
Yeah, definitely like to thank you like for doing this podcast and all the content that you've been putting out. It's been great. Just everyone in the RBA is super cool. They've it's nice to have a bunch of people like just like in your corner, even like a lot of people that aren't even expecting anything, or like we said, we don't get anything for winning these leagues or winning these tournaments. We just do it for fun, and we just get to hang out and just bullshit with each other. And it's just super cool, and it's great to have everyone like cheering for me, like even like during my season last year, or even during the World Cup, just hoping for the best. And I like I said, I wish I'd do the same for you guys. Love the community here.
Absolutely. And thank you guys very much for joining. Tyrants, I'll put it out there real quick for all the listeners. Tyrants has been patiently waiting for almost a month now, and I've been putting him off, canceling. So, Tyrants, thank you very much for being understanding, and definitely glad that I could finally get you on, man. It's been fun. And Voodoo, of course, our rising star. Really excited to have you here and win the World Cup for me, Aloof Balloon. So definitely appreciate it.
I will definitely do. You'll definitely get the first and the biggest shout out if I do happen to pull off the treble.
There you go.
Which would just be super cool to do. So
exactly. And then Chicago Rams, we lost him a little bit there at the end. So, but Chicago Rams is a great guy. Always been in my corner, and was happy to have him here as well. All right, Tyrants, yep. Voodoo, Rams, thank you guys again. For everyone listening, thank you for listening in. This has been another Retro Bowl podcast, Alliance After Dark. Peace.